Hey everyone, this podcast is coming to you from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. You can support this show and our larger efforts to build a leftist community through podcasting over at patreon.com/psychic dolphin garage. That's patreon.com/PSYCHICDOLPHIN garage, which is spelled like it sounds. I mean, you could say that he's deep-throating the foot in his mouth. Would that count?
Deep throating boots, like that's a great
Come as
phrase.
a brand, honestly. That's the way to go, yes.
C U with a little ampersand over it, M, just instead of the Supreme logo.
Nice little umlauts.
Yeah.
Or, I guess in this case, we're just going to pronounce them as cum louds.
Pete Buttigieg graduated summa cum laude.
Nice.
That's the new Garrison comic.
Yeah. Wow. That I mean, like, the one thing that I do hate more than, like, resist Twitter is the thought of what resist Republican Twitter is going to be if a candidate like Buttigieg wins, because it will be cartoons like that. That's all that it will be, is just like mildly edgy gay jokes, day in, day out, without ceasing.
I don't know, though. Does that kind of Republican even exist anymore? Like, nobody...
Ben Garrison?
As, not normal as, anyone on Twitter is. Those people are, extra not normal, so...
Do you not think Ben Garrison wouldn't include the fact that he's gay in his political cartoon, Bo? Ben Garrison will have, meticulous notes right by each, photo of Pete Buttigieg.
He's got a fucking, fucking Pepe Sylvia chart up on his wall above his, old school cartoonist drawing board, right? Of, all right, which one of them tops? Which one's the top and which is the bottom? I gotta figure this out.
All the mathematical equations. It's a beautiful mind.
And of course,
in his
everything's
head.
labeled, of course.
I can really picture, though, that there's going to be some candidate out there who's going to try to connect Pete Buttigieg as president with the fact that penis fish are washing up in California.
I already have
That is one
It's
of
a
them.
sign.
They're going to say that once we allow a gay president into office, that their DMs are just gonna look exactly like the California beaches, just penis fish.
That's got to be the most horrifying thing. You wake up early one morning, you get your family ready for a nice trip to the beach. You go out there, your wife is, of course, being the bitch that she is, and you're trying to hold it together, and you're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to make this trip work. It's going to try and salvage this relationship. And then you get things set up, and then out across the ocean, you see wave after wave of dickfish starting to sweep towards you.
Dead dickfish.
Dead dickfish.
No, I really like the idea that it's just very late viral marketing for Death Stranding.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hideo Kojima was like, Norman, I need a mold. And without even saying a word, Norman Reedus was just along for it.
He's like, you know what? Tell me what you need. I will be there.
I fucking absolutely love the Hideo Kojima bromance. Oh, that's so good.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I don't get why he doesn't also do a mini series.
Just put him on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, just give him a Netflix show. I don't think that he wants to tell people a story. I think he wants people to find a story by playing the game.
Oh
Yep.
my God! What sort of fucking postmodern bullshit is
That's
that?
deep.
If he did a miniseries, he would do something where it's oh, you have to find this secret in this video, and then you go through 50 YouTube videos
Some
where
dumb ARG shit. Yeah.
That was literally done in the HBO released a miniseries project called Mosaic, where that's exactly what happened.
Yes, me and my HBO subscription.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you were the type
Look
of
at
guy?
me over here, the fucking millionaire with an HBO subscription. Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were the type of guy to pirate Mosaic?
Oh God, yeah.
All right. New Hideo
That's right. No, you'll get it.
Kojima. Wow.
Hideo Games.
Hideo Games, Hideo Studios TV show. It's just you can only watch it by pirating it, and it's only available like if you can only download it if you're seeding it too. So
Fuck, that slaps. Yeah.
yeah, he's done more to build solidarity and mutual aid in the past 10 years than we'll ever do in our lives.
Yep.
I can't wait until he gets canceled.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everyone, I'm Kelton.
And I'm Zach.
And I'm Bo.
And welcome to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. This week we have Frankie Muniz from Houston Slapped Out Memes and a whole bunch of other things. Yeah, you just realized that name, huh, Bo?
Yep.
Good for you. Good for you. How's it going, man?
It's going well, fellas. How are y'all?
It's life.
It's going.
It's going okay.
Yeah.
Depths of winter.
The
Oh
holidays.
yeah, the wonderful 80-degree winter storms.
It's a truly Texas episode this time around. We're keeping it true to form. It's 4 separate recording locations, but we have found a way still to make it all within the greatest state in the union.
For added verisimilitude, we're all recording from the inside of Bucky's restrooms too. They make great little studios. It turns out. You get to shut yourself off,
Yeah,
and
they
they have a drink dispenser in there. It's really lovely, actually.
You just press it, and like stale Whataburger comes out one at a time.
I mean, sure, it's been sitting there for a couple weeks, but I mean, shit, it's Whataburger, so how bad could it get?
At least it's not In and Out, right? Am I right? Pew pew
nice.
pew pew pew.
Nice
Oh,
own
God.
on the Californians there, yeah. I fucking saw somebody write that out totally unironically not too long ago, and I wanted to just shoot myself in the face, more than usual. But yeah.
Don't you just kind of also sometimes wish that those stereotypes were true? Like, man, wouldn't it actually be cool if California was a fully communist state?
Fuck yeah.
No, let's do it. I completely agree. This is fantastic.
Yeah, let's lean into this.
Yeah, no, I for one am very into the idea of an interstate trade war.
Yeah.
Just everyone going along I-10 and I-45, Mad Max style, declaring war on Plano.
Yeah, no, all of the major highways that go into the other states just become super fortified on each side.
I just realized I killed your bit for a second there. Saying out of interstate wars, and I just referenced Plano, Texas. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Plano gets excommunicated day one of the war. Yeah.
That's what I assume we were going for. They just
we've traded it for strategic value.
Yeah, they just become Oklahoma. All of that just becomes Oklahoma.
New Oklahoma. Yeah, we actually what we should do is we should just take all the people in Plano and force them to march into Oklahoma. It's the first time anything like that will have ever happened with the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah, there's no precedent for it being horrible and fucked up at all, so I'm sure it'll go great.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how we start the new age, by marching the... There's a kulaks pun in here that I can't quite pull out of the
kulaks,
ether, but...
gulags. Let's see here. Let's throw some more Texas terms around for about 15 minutes.
The
and
Fort
then
Worth... The Nick...
Oh, God. Okay. Woo. Ooh, dodged the bullet there, Zach.
All right.
Kulak with a hard K. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's, Norman, Reedus, Oklahoma.
There we go.
That was a long walk.
All
that
right.
was such a
Glad
long
we
walk.
took it.
Not as long as the walk we're going to force the people in Plano to walk, but
There you go.
Close, right there.
I gotta say, the one thing that I think was really cool this week was seeing the SantaCon. Are they LARPing? Or are they?
No, they're all Santas, legally ordained Santas, I believe.
legally ordained.
By whom exactly? Yeah.
They also work funerals. They're like, welcome to Santa condolences.
Are they? Can they legally get people married and everything too? That's what a Santa does, right?
Even worse,
Yeah.
they can legally get people divorced.
Oh boy.
Jesus, all these
What's under
legally
the tree this
ordained
year?
Santa Clauses hopping the stiles in the New York subway.
Yeah, that fucking slaps. That's really cool.
Honestly, if every leftist protest is going to have some weird costume design, it might as well also have a whole bunch of Santas. Like,
Yeah.
It just seems like it's par for the course. There's going to be
No,
one
there's
guy
precedent for
going
that,
as
yeah.
like Karl Marx Santa, kind of ruining it, really putting a hat on a hat for everyone. But
Laying it on a little thick, yeah.
Like Gucci Mane going as East Atlanta Santa.
Great.
His full-length white fur coat. Definitely not vegan, but, you know.
But the drip, though.
by the way, have you guys seen that discourse? I mean, this will have to count for my tweet of the week, but the discourse around fur about where now vegans are saying no, all the faux fur stuff is so plasticky and has so much oil in it. It's actually more environmentally conscious. Just buy an old fur coat.
Yes, God.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah, they're right.
No, it makes sense. Don't get me wrong. But now I love the idea of like vegans doing campaigns like wear old fur.
Fur lasts for a lifetime.
For life.
For life.
This
Hold on,
lasts
that
for life. There we go.
very
life.
different search terms if you just search that. Let's avoid that. It was really weird, by the way, when the furry community picked us up for a couple weeks, and then they were like, they're just a tease. That's all they are.
Yeah, there's nobody in a dolphin suit on this podcast.
Look, we haven't yet paid to get, like, a very, like, fuckable dolphin mascot drawn as a logo for us yet.
I do like that. Just a whole lot of blush around the cheeks and some giant eyelashes.
And just cheeks out to hair. Like,
Yeah,
just
Betty
way fucking
Boop,
big.
but as a dolphin, I guess, is what we're getting
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, just a fucking shelf.
Fuck yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's the new fucking. We'll just get on Kickstarter or something for it, and just have it rot in somebody's closet, like we were at once. And then,
why did we make it out of real dolphin?
Oh, God.
See, it could be a sexy dolphin that throws penis fish at people. Like,
There you go.
yeah, like we have all the ingredients are there, I guess. You know, we just need to band together, utilize our resources, and then we can take care of it. It'll be fine.
Perfect.
In equally super duper humorous and ridiculous news, the UK elections. Am I right, guys? What a laugh!
That's racist, man.
Yeah. Speaking of dicks from across the sea.
Boom, shakalaka.
Yeah. No.
That
it's,
was a fucking Steph Curry 3-point drop back. Well done, sir.
It's really honestly a bit of a bummer. I mean, less so looking into it.
Is it a bummer that labor suffered their worst loss in 40 years?
Yeah,
Is
that
that like a
sucks.
bit
That's
of a
not
downer?
great. But looking into it, it's a bit of consolation to know that literally it's just the boomer vote. Like if you look at the proportion of like people who voted conservative, like, you know, out in the fucking mid country and shit, or Dark Souls land, whatever England's called, whatever those parts of England are called, you know what I mean. And yeah, it's like a solid blue out there. But then when you look like, you know, at like the 18 to 35 bracket, it's fucking deep red. It's crazy.
I love UK politics so much. And be like, yeah, I mean, all the youths just voting red the entire time. And
Yeah.
I instinctively am like, hold on, what are all these goddamn Republicans doing? Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
it's not Turning Point UK, thank God.
Yeah, but you know they've already announced Blue Labor, which is not at all the like quasi Nosbol ideology. To, try and work as a they're not a lobbying group; they're a political pressure group for labor. So, you know,
Yeah, which that sounds sinister in itself. Like,
yeah, I mean that just really is straight up there with like the whole like not evil corporation. Like,
yeah, yeah.
well, I'm wondering about that. But the one attack ad that really seemed to be effective, I mean, it was twofold. The idea was Brexit, of course, which, you know, that's going to suck. That's going to create also a hard border with Ireland. So I would love it if the Scottish National Party actually decides to fully fuck off from England and remain in the EU. And then Ireland goes back and rejoins. That could be a That's my accelerationist trying to be optimistic brain.
Yeah, we appreciate the EU as like a sort of organizing body, as a sort of centralized, centralized group of folks that want to build a better future for all of the member countries. But also, like, nothing is going to be good until capitalism doesn't exist. And so, as much as there is to criticize about the centralization and organization of capital within the EU, it's also, if you believe in electoralism, after this, maybe you don't. But if you believe in electoralism...
Oh, please. Everyone's like, yeah, electoralism has completely failed. I even felt that. But then it was just like, but does that mean I'm going to stop posting and actually start doing real-world praxis? Oh, my God, I'm so tired. I can barely even go up and down a flight of stairs to try and make sure I get more to drink, let alone actually start putting my neck out on the line more fully.
Me? Drink water? I think you underestimate the power of my posting.
I said drink, not drink water. What the fuck, guy?
Well...
Bring in this. Who do you think you are? One of my European brethren with much healthier consuming habits? This is fucking bullshit.
Well, if it's any consolation, the consolation prize that we get
Santa Consolation Prize.
Santa Consolation Prize that we get for this, having lost to not only Brexiteers, is that we also have, Labour also lost, something to all of the talk of anti-Semitism in the Labour Party from Jeremy Corbyn himself, and now that same, smear being used against Bernie.
They literally were trying to pull that shit like the day after Labour lost. It was like every think piece, hit piece writer out there was like, oh, okay, so the anti-Semitism thing, like that thing that strikes well with people. All right, very cool.
It's also been gaining traction. Like, there have definitely been people, like articles before that have been like seeding like Bernie's anti-Semitic. And it's a fucking, like, half of it is just, like, nonsense accusations against Bernie specifically. I don't care about the labor, like, stuff. I don't follow UK politics. I just laugh at it.
And wish for that sweet, sweet healthcare, which just got voted away. So, haha! Yeah, minorities and queer folks are going to suffer from it, but we can make jokes right now. Yay!
Subscribe to our Patreon. So they've been trying. Most of it's based on like just nonsense. Like, Bernie hates Jews, and he said so. Read my book all about it. And the other half of it is, Bernie, has criticisms of the state of Israel, and that's anti-Semitic. And don't vote for Democrats because they're anti-Semitic. Remember, Democrats, the party of slaves.
Vote for the very not anti-Semitic Republicans.
Yeah, the party of Lincoln and Jefferson. Don't forget.
Yep. Those are the two most outstanding and relevant examples.
Oh, and in line with the cooperation that we see with all the like South American coups that happen, all of those Twitter bots are also now posting about how bringing back the OK Boomer meme and calling, saying, hey, if you replace Boomer with Jews, then you get anti-Semitic slurs. And it's like, huh.
Damn, yeah, I guess Mad Libs do work like that, huh?
Well, I guess society really does know better than, any individual does. And if we as a collective decide that, Bernie is anti-Semitic, then who am I to vote for
His
him?
family died in the Holocaust, and yet he's anti-Semitic somehow.
Yeah, obviously, for just in case anybody who's not terminally online, that was the outstanding contrast, I guess, made against that one article, like the main article, kind of, that was levying accusations against him, written by Tiana Lowe. Yeah, whose grandfather was, he fought the Serbian partisans, and, essentially was a Serbian Nazi.
Well, and he was part of a group famous for their execution of Jews. So.
Yeah. Not to mention, too, the author herself, big Milo fan, so.
God, it's so, first of all, this article that got big was the Washington Examiner article. and it's an opinion piece, and it's always these stupid fucking opinion pieces that get big. Like, anybody can post there. Like, you make a sign in, and then you post your opinion piece in the newspaper, and then wow, why is the Washington Examiner doing this? But also, not only are we adopting this like anti-Semitism discourse as what's gonna shape the entire rest of this fucking campaign. I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Yeah, gear up. We got at least another 2 years of this. We're already starting to get think pieces about how films like They Live are anti-Semitic.
Not only that, but we're literally arguing against the Nazis that we aren't the anti-Semitic ones.
Yes, I mean,
like. Who
it's okay. We've short circuited
yeah,
that.
Just gonna forward there for a second up.
It is strange though, because it seems like it's now a cultural point that everyone's just now talking about anti-Semitism, which anti-Semitism is a very big, very serious deal, but it's a blatant co-opting of that fear and that worry and that concern. Weaponizing it.
It's really weird that it doesn't come up in the wake of say a synagogue being shot up happened not too long ago. Or,
literally there was a shooting in New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. That was apparently before it got thwarted was targeted towards the Jewish community there. Like that is not what set off the conversation. It's a just really thoroughly cruelly dumb article. Like, fuck, man.
Well,
the discourse is broken.
Bo, listen. The article was written by a woman, so we can't, expect a whole lot.
Also, it glossed over Netanyahu being indicted on charges of fraud, bribery, and breach of trust, and we've now settled, comfortably back into Israel good.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
because,
that was never a question. Again, in the broader discourse, that's a given. It's good. I mean, even as their prime minister is a fucking total crook.
Yeah, I don't mean to reference anything, particular that might be current events and happening on every news platform in the nation, but, when indicted, Netanyahu definitely said that he urged Israel citizens to investigate the investigators, and he told them that they were witnessing an attempted coup. So, very good and normal, media collaboration to make sure that the discourse is supportive of the state of Israel and supportive of their democracy.
Yep.
Air quotes. The biggest air quotes around democracy.
And also, also making sure that we are aware that China is so communist.
Bad. Yeah.
So bad.
That's right.
They're just murdering people for fun.
People just be saying shit.
I'm going to clutch these pearls so close that chokes me out.
Well, out of all the candidates that could be anti-Semitic, I think we really should focus on Tulsi Gabbard as our savior, our queen.
Of course, that Cruella de Vil looking motherfucker. I don't understand the logic behind your campaign of saying, I am going to fight so hard to get on that debate stage and I'm going to represent you. And everyone's like, yeah, okay. And some people are like, let's talk about Modi and Assad. And other people are like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, go. And then now she's saying, well, even if I qualify, I won't go on to the debate stage. It's a protest, not appearance. And that is literally throwing people's money away, that they have said, we understand you probably won't win the actual nomination, but we believe that you are bringing points onto the stage that need to be represented. And that's just a giant disservice to them.
You're not going to have more influence by having your entire campaign be a protest against the way that the campaign is run unless you're able to have a voice on one of the platforms that campaigning is run on, such as a debate stage.
Yeah, they just air a straight hour of an empty debate stage.
I mean,
I'd watch it.
What do they do? Do they refund the tickets for all the people that were going to show up? Do they have the Do they have the deplorable choir just show up and sing for like an hour and a half?
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
It's 3.5 hours of saying the Pledge of Allegiance over and over.
Wow. It's just practice for, in the afterlife when we're sitting up at those pearly gates and we're singing to the Lord.
I can't wait for the MSNBC talking heads to be like, I mean, Biden really had a strong showing at this debate. He just seemed like he was coming off. And Buttigieg, so charming.
God.
The DNC would love nothing more than for Tulsi Gabbard to not actually go on the debate stage. Because protest or not, they don't want her on. So her to then say, well, you know what? I'm going to do exactly what you want, but because I want to do it. That shows a blind spot of political acumen.
Yeah, it's the fucking running for president version of fine bitch, you're ugly anyway.
Tulsi Gabbard messaging the DNC at 3 a.m.
At 3 in the morning, yeah.
Oh, God.
You up?
You up?
Fucking slut.
WYD.
Fucking slut. Yeah, you up? You want some fuck?
You want some speech time? But I mean, the alternative would be that she suspends her whole campaign. And this was something I wanted to talk about last week a little bit, but something got in the way. My mission to the Balkans, was that what we decided on?
Something like that, sure.
Yeah, you're doing the Grift Shop pop-up shop, I believe.
Yes.
It might have been in the Balkans. It was an undisclosed location. You can't don't undisclosed.
Balkans.
Antarctica, you were selling shirts to penguins.
Yes.
That's very cute.
I was actually in Bolivia, and I was giving out Grift Shop T-shirts to all the people who are now being forced to go work into the lithium mine.
Oh, God. Well,
Eventually, when one of those caves in, all the rescue photos with Grift Shop T-shirts on them, perfect opportunity.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Sorry. The thing, though, that I wanted to talk about a little bit was trying to figure out what the fuck happens to the money when a campaign goes defunct or when a campaign stops.
All right. What would you do if you had $200 million of campaign money, Kelton?
Xbox.
You could buy
Xbox. I'm buying a fucking Xbox. That's what's going on.
I would pay my
It's that
union
simple.
dues. Okay? Unlike all you bad leftists.
You said that like such a sweetie good boy.
Yeah, I would pay my union dues right after I make sure that I check the maximum amount that can go to taxes.
Frankie, what would you spend your $200 million of campaign funds on?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Probably Vegas.
Hell yeah. Probably less of a gamble than running for fucking president
There
anyway,
you go.
so there you go.
we gotta phrase it though in the most political fashion possible. I'm going to start investing locally in the greater Las Vegas region and helping on a personal basis,
That's about how it goes.
changing the people's lives one at a time. But
Yeah.
the options basically are for when a campaign actually stops, they can basically use those campaigns to cover any expenses they have as they're shutting down. They can start paying campaign staff, or they can purchase gifts of a quote unquote nominal. Let's not view that as super fuzzy. For
Right.
certain people who aren't their family, donate it to charity or move it to a state or local party committee. Or in certain cases, this is for those real careerists, they can transfer it to a future campaign or to a state's local candidate.
No, I was gonna say I think that's what Bernie did during his last
Exactly.
go around. He just gave it to the next politician.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
throw it in the war chest.
Well, he gave it to local runners that were occurring. He made a point to not just throw everything completely into the DNC war chest because, I
Yeah.
mean, Hillary Clinton already had all of the corporate backers she possibly could to try and win that thing. So, not enough corporate backers to campaign in the goddamn Rust Belt, but that's besides the point,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
The thing, though, that I really want to focus on specifically is that when a campaign ends, they can then essentially launder the money, and as long as they're able to keep track of it one step out, that no one keeps track of it beyond that, because you've donated it to a party or a PAC or given it away as a gift. And so then what those people do with that money, that's up to them. So it's almost like the movie The Producers, where, in a certain way, running an unsuccessful campaign can be way more profitable than any actually successful campaign.
Yeah, that was kind of my suspicion with some of these candidates that were running, right? Because they really came out of left field and they didn't make sense for the time, and they kind of flamed out.
Can anyone say book deal?
Yeah,
exactly. It's almost like if you accept multi-million dollars worth of dark money, if you then announce that you're running for president, it can then wash the money, and then when you transfer those funds into a future campaign or for your own staff or for your own state party, which would actually go back to you, you can then wash it again. It's a crazy system, but I mean, you're absolutely spot on. There's
Kelton, I feel like you're implying that our political system is merely a giant machine that is used to not only transfer funds between different capital interests, but also as a way to funnel more funds from working class to ruling class.
What I'm saying is that we need to get Bo to run for state office. Okay.
I absolutely am more than happy to run for state office. As long as I get to fucking hand out pins, I get my suit tailored for free, and I only work 4 hours a day, I'm your guy.
I mean, honestly, that's all it would take. Just a couple of showing up at some nursing homes and being like, you know what's missing in Washington, D.C. these days? Respect.
And they just go fucking wild.
Yeah.
Going into these fucking nursing homes I will make your phone easier to use.
I guarantee that every citizen over 65 will have a jitterbug phone. Under a Bo presidency, all grandchildren will be required to call back their grandparents.
I will make the fucking Cracker Barrel early bird special last 4 hours a day.
Yeah, I will nationalize Cracker Barrel.
Every con,
every
con will be Santa Con.
To give people an idea, by the way, about how these campaigns are doing and what all is happening here, I want to play it's a mini game, okay? So people don't get mad. We're not skipping to the full-blown game section yet. But I just wanted to have y'all guess which is greater, the funds raised by these presidential candidates or the budget for this movie, okay? The first one we have is Kamala Harris versus Rambo Last Blood. All of these are 2019 films, so adjusted for inflation, I've already considered it.
It has to be
Rambo with Rambo.
Probably
the cop has more money.
Had a budget of $300 million. Is that what you're saying?
I'm assuming. I don't know what
For Rambo?
Mel Gibson movies go for these days.
It's oh my God, Rambo meets Mel Gibson would be that is a movie my dad has already bought a ticket for, unfortunately.
Rambo goes back in time to the great battle for the freedom of Scotland?
Question mark? I'm not sure that current day Mel Gibson would agree with the politics of William Wallace Mel Gibson, but
yeah.
But yeah, okay, so Rambo Last Blood versus Kamala Harris.
I'm gonna go with Kamala Harris.
Okay. Bo?
Oh yeah, I'm Rambo all the way, baby.
All right. Frankie?
Oh, I said the cop. The cop got more money than the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what we gotta go with. Well,
when in doubt, back the blue.
But
Yeah.
Ram Blue.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Think of that.
All right, budget for Rambo Last Blood, $50 million. Kamala Harris campaigns until she recently had to stop, $35.6 million.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Woo! Call it.
That's a
Alrighty. Yeah.
Does Rambo have like 2 set pieces?
Yeah, and you have to blow them both the fuck up.
I almost thought that you saw the trailer. It's set on a goddamn farm, Zach.
Mhm.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's a super xenophobic movie where he has to fight off some of those
Border
bad type of
crossers?
people. Yeah. Fucking.
It's the ultimate boomer Rambo, yeah.
God damn it.
All right, round 2. Beto O'Rourke versus Midsummer.
I'm gonna go with Beto.
Hmm.
Midsummer
Yeah,
was like
I'm with Beto on this
super
one.
cheap.
There's no way that that movie took that much to make.
Oh yeah, it's got to be O'Rourke.
All right. Midsummer had a budget of $11 million. Better O'Rourke raised $17 million.
Yeah.
Yep. Damn.
We're all 1 for 1, boys.
Turns out reenacting every sad Mountain Goat song by driving over every fucking stretch of Texas highway, you build up a little bit of capital.
Yeah.
Dancing to every Mountain Goat song on every Applebee's table.
Jesus Christ.
That's how I'm going to run my campaign, yeah.
See? The idea is now fully invested in his brain.
Yep.
It's perfect.
Yep.
All right, round 3. The amount currently raised by Bernie Sanders or the budget for John Wick 3.
God.
Oh,
That's
wow.
actually...
this is a tough one.
I think Bernie Sanders cost more because I don't think John Wick 3 is like edging into giant blockbuster production money yet. I still think that they're I assume that they're still pretty like tight budget.
Oh, man.
So I'm going with Sanders. I know I've defaulted to the candidate every time.
I'm gonna wager it might be John Wick. You know, I read somewhere that they actually shot all those actors, and I'm sure that gets very expensive very quickly. So.
Well, see, but Bo, they filmed overseas, so it cost significantly less than.
Oh, okay, yes, all right, yeah.
Well, the cost of John Wick 3, $75 million. The amount raised by Bernie Sanders, $73 million.
Oh,
wow.
Killing me.
So far.
All right, last one on this section, okay? It is going to be Elizabeth Warren versus the Joker.
Wait, you just said the same thing twice.
Haha!
No, I'm gonna guess it's the Joker actually.
Yeah, I think more money was spent on Joker than. I mean,
Joker.
geez, it's not like a massive. Fuck. I
Bo,
don't want to
Bo
go with
is
the
having.
candidate.
I'm sorry. Zach is having a major Lucille Bluth moment of like, how much can a movie cost to make? $500 million? $5?
I'm also doing the SAT thing where it's like, well, I picked A 3 times in a row. It can't be A this time.
I've only been wrong
Very sad.
twice before.
I'm going with Joker too.
All right,
Joker.
Frankie.
Joker, for sure.
Well, trick question. Elizabeth Warren has raised $60 million. The Joker, depending on the tax breaks, has a budget of $55 to $70 million.
All right,
that's
technically,
horseshit.
taking that as a win.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I'm trying to end it in a way to where then you can win no matter what. You know, it's a.
Yeah, everybody
Alrighty.
wins.
I've been told
where's
that I give too many curveballs and that can scare away guests. So I'm trying to be more friendly.
Where is my goddamn participation trophy?
Now you're truly acting like a politician. I won a
Hell
cabinet position right now. I ran for president. I deserve this. Yeah, that was a quick little aside to help lighten the mood before we move into the Hell World story, or the reminder that this is a bad week. Because guess what? The world isn't just shit in the UK. It's also bad here. Isn't that a magical feeling, guys?
Shit,
Wow.
I never would have guessed.
Epic.
Yeah, it's not at all eroding on our souls or creating this weird sense of dissociation as we keep on reading about all the abject horrors of late-stage capitalism whatsoever.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I actually said to somebody not too long ago, if you're a millennial and you're not a booze hound, you are not paying attention.
that's right. You hear that? All those millennials who don't drink and smoke weed, you're fake millennials.
Yeah, you well-adjusted fucks. Granted, none of those people are listening to this podcast, but still.
Yeah, I mean,
Or to any podcast other than, like, My Favorite Murder, maybe.
that's right. That's going to be our pivot, by the way, when Bernie wins, because all the podcast bubble will probably burst then because we won't have something to get angry about. We'll just become full-blown true crime. Just all the way.
Yeah, there we go.
It's the right way.
Hey, look, there's plenty of trans people, sex workers, minorities that are murdered every day for us to, feel horrible about not being able to do anything about it and posting about it online as opposed to going out and doing things about it. So
you know what? That really does boost my mood. The world will always be awful, so we'll always be able to do this show. Huzzah!
Jesus.
Well, this week, if it's any consolation, Uber is bringing back segregation of some kind.
it's for the Jews, isn't it?
Oh God, no!
God.
That's actually the way that they divide up the bathrooms. Is
it's not like it's kind of dog whistled. They have a circumcised and an uncircumcised bathroom.
I mean, I was just thinking that they have the symbol male, female, then parentheses over one of the doors.
Yeah, no. It's the family bathroom, and it's the guy, the girl, and then the yarmulke.
It's just a bris. It's a photo of a bris that's happening. That's the symbol for the family bathroom.
Oh boy.
Well, for people wondering, I guess, what we are talking about, an article came out last week talking about how the Uber office actually had set up separate bathrooms for the drivers and employees because that's clearly not classist as fuck.
Yeah,
it really is. Like I was saying before we started recording, it really is fucking mask off in terms of, hey, y'all are not even allowed to shit in the same place as our real employees.
I mean, it would make
you filthy, useless, independent contractors.
I mean, it would make sense if there's like a big, several stalls and lots of urinals, like for the drivers because they're in and out a lot, and there'd be a lot of drivers that would need to use that. And then way back in the office, there was single occupancy bathrooms for the office people because there wouldn't be as much office traffic for those. But these are right next to each other. They're single occupancy bathrooms.
Yep.
Oh yeah. It's so if you look at the picture, it's basically two side by side that just are there. And yeah, I mean, who would have thought with all the just bad discourse about who's allowed to piss where in 2019, this is how we wrap it up.
Yeah, separating by sex or by gender is so last year. It's now all about
in
separating.
2020. We're separating by class.
No, by your tax filing status. That's the only difference. You filed a 1099? Get the fuck over there. You heard me.
Yeah, you don't have access to the 2-ply toilet paper and the nice potpourri spray that we have. You got to use your fucking Glad and your single ply.
Oh yeah.
2 plies for closers.
But I mean, guess what, guys? We shouldn't be so hard on Uber because they're not just this weird sexist organization. They also had over 3,000 reported sexual assaults happen. So that's a fantastic thing, right?
Yeah, maybe the drivers should be in separate bathrooms now that you think of, jeez.
Drivers will be separated from employees for employee safety.
Yeah, and separated about 500 feet away from, any schools or parks or, yeah.
Why are we taking this route? The other way's faster. Well, you see, I'm not actually allowed to drive past this school, so...
Yikes.
That's the new Waze feature that they've been bragging about on Google.
Jesus Christ! When they said that we were gonna find jobs to disrupt the prison industrial complex, I didn't think that this is how we were gonna go about it.
Oh, that's a true darkest timeline. It was like, oh, cool. So how long have you been driving for Uber? Well, my work release started about 2.5 weeks ago. So
yeah. This plexiglass, this is here for your safety.
Yeah, if nothing was separating us, believe me, totally different story about how this cab ride would go.
Yeah, what's with all those bottles in the front? Oh, I can't get out of the car. I'm locked in until I go back to the to headquarters.
Yeah, and they won't even let me take a shit at the office. Can you believe that? I would say this is like a prison, but, I am in prison, so...
Yeah, it's so fucking sick and sad because I mean they don't give a shit. Like Uber absolutely does not give a shit.
No.
About
They're too
having
busy.
a large number of its employees be straight up rapists. Like
Yeah, they're straight
It's
up
not
too
great.
busy worrying about how their IPO is crashing on the stock market. They're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck can we do? Oh my god, why? Oh, who could have thought that an entire app meant to destabilize a well-established transportation industry would go so horribly by growing so fast? Oh, who
Yep.
could have seen this coming? I mean, the
shit. I don't know if it's just I've been watching too much Do Not Eat on YouTube or whatever, but just abolish cars. Just no more cars.
I was
Fuck
going
it.
to say
We're
all
done.
of this could go away, not by merging Uber with Lyft or by trying to do some increased regulation. All of that would be
Yeah.
nice, but what would probably fix this is if every state and every city and every county had a properly budgeted public transportation system that took place.
Yep.
It wasn't, one bus every other weekend, essentially, is what people had to work off of. Like this massive, giant Uber that, you all pay for it with your taxes at the end of the year. Whoa, that sounds
Yep.
so cool. One-time fee, lifetime membership. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this.
That's actually something Lyft recently rolled out is like a monthly membership for it that it doesn't even make the rides free. It gives you like a fucking 30% discount or some bullshit like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a scam. It's a scam and a half.
I mean, honestly, just if anyone, sexual partner or company has a pink mustache, it's a red flag. Let's just call it plain and simple. That sounds awful, though. Because, I mean, it also should go without saying that there are a lot of Uber and Lyft drivers out there who they are being forced into this weird gig economy style work. So, we don't want
Yeah.
to leave those people stranded. And I'm sure the idea of having these horrifying news stories come out doesn't exactly make their conversations with customers go by any easier.
Oh yeah.
So how's it driving for Uber? Oh, kidney infections are horrible, but I can't really complain about having a job that pays me more than $15 an hour.
That's right. World-class healthcare. Third world-class healthcare.
It's such a good idea. Like, the idea of Uber is mutual aid, but
The
in
idea of
What?
Uber is only necessary because we don't have public transportation everywhere. And this might be, as good a point as any. I mean, I assume that we've all at least been to the Houston area, Bo. I mean, we have 3 residents of the Houston area, and I think we can all pretty much attest that it's not great options-wise about what to have in terms of, if you're done at a bar or if you're trying to actually meticulously schedule going from point A to point B and having to take 9 different buses that may or may not run late and miss each other.
Yep.
That's not going to help things.
I took one of the subways. I guess not a subway. I guess it's light
Subway.
rail from Denton to Deep Ellum in Dallas, and it's 35-40 minute ride. I would
Yeah.
do that.
No.
I would.
Dallas actually, I would say, is a contender for maybe some of the best public transit in Texas. Given that you are trying to get drunk in a very overpriced bar crawl, otherwise it's just kind of okay.
Yep.
That's the service fee that they hit you with. It's like, oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
public
yeah.
transportation is great, but every drink is $25 and watered down. This is fucking bullshit. About to
Jesus.
take this 40 of White Claw on to the light rail with me. Let's
Yeah,
do
like,
this.
I don't.
See, and that's the thing too. Just fucking
Turn
just
the light
make-
rail into a party bus. Let's
Yeah,
do this.
I was gonna say, just have one of the fucking dart cars be a party train, and there you go.
Still less sexual assaults happen here than at Uber. Let's do this.
Oh Jesus!
God. I don't know why, even for being, not the best, not perfect public transit, it's any public transit at all is infinitely better than none.
Yeah.
If you
Oh, yeah.
live in
Yeah.
with a medical center and you have the ability to use the Metro rail system downtown in Houston, you're gonna fucking use it because it's so fucking convenient.
And everyone should use it, and it works out for them. I mean, the only people who don't use it are the people who don't have that immediate rush, or, you know, for some reason love sitting in traffic because that's a good time to call your mistress, you know?
It's either there or the golf course, and, you know.
Yeah, I'm not with the boys when I'm in traffic.
Yeah.
It's just me
Traffic.
and my boys.
Traffic, but just for the fellas.
God.
That's how we bring back. That's how we really bring back the ride sharing. You know,
Like carpooling. Just make it like weirdly macho for no reason.
Just make more HOV lanes. Turn half of 45 into HOV lanes, and then it's like, yeah, ride sharing. It's for the boys.
Just for the boys. Y'all realize we didn't set up the first half of this joke, right? We're just insisting that it's for the boys. We got to come up with a pun.
No. We're misogynist.
Guy sharing, perhaps. I don't fucking know. Something
Guy
like
sharing.
That.
Guy sharing sounds like the cutest app for every polycule out there. Don't worry. Zach, you can join the app soon. It's okay.
Ride sharing is the pun, Bo.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I mean, it's us making bad puns or us playing shitty games, so it's up to people.
And on that note, that's the transition. There you go.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, time for the main thing here. Main game this week comes on the heels of the 2019 Game Awards, where apparently, based on how the awards went, Death Stranding is a piece of shit game, and everyone who likes it can go fuck off,
sucks.
right?
Yeah, it's a game for idiots.
Yeah, but
unlike
it's got
Sekiro, which is a very cool and handsome game for very cool and handsome people.
Chad, whatever the fuck that name was, versus Virgin Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I don't think actually anyone in Death Stranding was a virgin, based on how the timeline worked, right?
Where do you think all those babies come from, huh?
Yeah, those BB units.
Yes.
You know there's going to be like a weird cosplay, by the way, with BB-8 and a BB.
Oh, that sucks. I hate that.
Yeah.
I regret talking you into making an actual pun now.
All right, well, at that presentation, debuted a wonderful video game. The preview for Fast and Furious video game. Because why
the one
fuck
we've all
not?
been waiting for.
Yeah, the one that was clearly made in 2004, I guess. So, you know, really...
BB Yoda. You're welcome.
Fuck.
Sorry, you were saying...
Fuck. No, I wasn't saying shit compared to that. Don't worry about it. No. The game came out... it looked seriously like it was like PS1. Awful graphics. So, I mean, I'm assuming that the obligatory Paul Walker level is just going to be really gut-wrenching. But that's also not like even the worst video game that's come out this month. The Jesus video game also seemed to be in high competition for that.
Yeah, that I'm not sure what that like preview for that is supposed to be exactly, but somebody on fucking Twitter drew the comparison between that and like the fucking Mafia game that was like a meme earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you go from a level 1 baby to a level 100 Messiah.
I love it. Well, in honor of that, we are doing a video game bracket because I am a glutton for punishment, I guess, is the phrase. And fuck y'all. Brackets are cool. I don't care what the fans have to say. This is my creative project, and I believe in it, okay? So now that I have fully isolated the fans, we're going to do a bracket of weird video games. As with every bracket, you just kind of pick whichever one you feel like. We don't set any stipulation on what's the best game or what's the worst game or what would be more fun to play. It's just a simple head-to-head, and then we crown a victor. Because victory is absolutely meaningless, just like life. Are we ready to have fun?
Oh, you know it. The statement like that, how can we not?
Well, coming up first, we have Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City, It's a 1994 side-scrolling action video game where the player controls Michael Jordan on a quest to save the rest of the players for an all-star charity game. They have been kidnapped. Why the sentence was phrased that way, I don't know, but that was just copy-pasted from Wikipedia, so I'm working with what I got here. It's going up against Shaq Fu, a 2D fighting game released in 1994, in which Shaquille O'Neal walks into a dojo while headed to a charity basketball game. No correlation to Michael Jordan's charity basketball game, by the way, in Tokyo, Japan. And after speaking with a martial arts master, he goes to another dimension where he must rescue a young boy from an evil mummy.
Okay, shit. Well, I mean, they're both patently absurd, of course, but Shaq Fu takes it for the sheer levels of Saturday morning cartoon wackiness. That rules.
I gotta say, Shaq Fu was also rebooted, and it has a DLC add-on titled Barack Fu.
Oh God!
Wait, are you fucking with me? Is that real?
The Adventures of Dirty Barry.
Oh fuck yes! I would play the fuck out of a third-person shooter starring Obama.
Hold on. The lib
like
fantasy
Noir,
can
like
only get so
violent.
great.
Like 10 times more violent. Obama's
It's
the
not a
protagonist,
shooter.
yeah.
It's a beat 'em up.
Okay.
Because that's not perpetuating any stereotypes, Bo. Yeah, let's have the African American have a shoot 'em up game.
I'm saying he's a cop.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
but
going into Chicago, I would assume, Bo, you racist.
Yeah,
He's gonna organize this community one way or another. That's
the end of
fucking tagline right there.
At the end of Shaq Fu, you defeat a fictional take on rapper, singer, songwriter Kanye West.
What? He's
Well,
making shit up at this point.
All
Pick
right,
your fucking
hang
game.
on. I may have to play this for the game stream.
I mean, honestly, I don't think people
We're either
would...
playing this or we're playing Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
All right, so which one are you going with, Bo?
I'm going with Shaq Fu on this.
All right, Zach?
I have to go with Shaq Fu now.
All right, Frankie? I hope you like
Shaq
Shaq Fu.
No, I
Hell
love
yeah.
it.
All right, sweeping. That was the 8 seed beating out the 1 seed. So good job, everyone. Next matchup, we got Zombie Nation, a 1990 shoot 'em up where the floating samurai head tells you to go to the United States and destroy an alien who crashed on Earth on a meteoroid in 1999. Yeah, the distant future of 1999. Oh,
damn, yeah.
Yeah, and that meteoroid turned all the American people into zombies and took control of various deadly weapons. So you have to go in, recover a samurai sword, and defeat all the minions. Very cool game. That's going up against Playboy, The Mansion, a 2005 simulation video game for the PlayStation 2, which is exactly what it sounds like. Sims meets Leisure Suit Larry.
Wow, that sounds absolutely miserable. But it's got my vote.
Jesus, I'm
pushing that turtle on the road.
Here,
yeah,
let's figure this out. What would we vote on in 2019 versus what would we vote on when we were of a certain age in 2005?
No, that's game of the year all years. The PS2 has an amazing library, so obviously that game has to be one of the best. There you go. That's logic.
All right, Frankie.
The Playboy man.
Oh, that's right. So Zach, not that it matters, but what way are you going here?
I gotta say, you're building the famed Playboy empire from scratch.
Yeah, man.
This sounds like it has wonderful mechanics to to really build an empire from a small portion of capital that you already have. And I really think that the gameplay is probably the repetitive mechanics are probably really fun and enjoyable to.
I'm really enjoying.
Yeah?
No, keep going. I'm waiting for your IGN review to get to the point where you say sex work is work. Come on now. Let's
and
get
then
to it.
then you say it sucks 8.9.
Yeah, I don't enjoy. I would never enjoy a game where I felt like I was a John. So really looking at this from the perspective of a business person, I can appreciate the work that not only Hef but also all the playmates put in to.
As a small business owner from Middle America, I appreciate what Playboy has done. Good God.
God.
All right, next matchup. We have Clay Fighter. It's a parody of Street Fighter. Most of the game features a circus theme focused on humor and features claymation-style graphics that were photographed and digitized, featuring actual clay models, where it's, again, just Street Fighter, but with a whole bunch of different clay bodies. And it's going up against E.T., the Extraterrestrial, the classic 1982 adventure video game, famous for being bad and there being a lot of copies in Nevada or the desert somewhere.
Buried out in a fucking landfill.
Yeah, that's going to be
in
what
fact,
people
it was
think.
so shitty that it almost killed off video games as an industry.
Yeah.
Not single-handedly, of course, but that's kind of the shit.
Well, I mean, think about it though. Historians and archaeologists, hundreds of years from now, assuming the climate hasn't boiled us all alive, they'll look
whatever
back.
species evolves to replace humanity.
They'll think about this and they'll say, "Wow, they were buried with their belongings. They hid this away. They truly valued this more than anything else. They sacrificed it to their elder gods."
Yeah, I can't believe the fucking legacy of the human race is going to be a thin layer of plastic, and it's ET cartridges, Twinkie wrappers, and I don't know, fucking single-use
Mountain Dew Code Red bottles.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right, Frankie.
Some fucking alien or something turning over all the caps, trying to see, are these codes still good? Can I still get the fucking new skin or whatever in Halo 2?
They still work. Now that's dedication.
Yeah, and for that, I give ET my vote.
Well, okay, Frankie. What about you?
I'm gonna have to go with the Clay Fighters, man. That was
All
a
right.
fun game.
There we go. See, finally, 1-1 on some point. Zach, your vote matters this time. Don't fuck it up.
All right, hang on. What was the first game again?
It's called Clay Fighter. It's a parody of Street Fighter featuring claymation.
It actually slaps. That's the N64 one, right?
I
Yeah,
believe
N64.
I believe so. Yeah, and
Yeah, one of the characters is Booger Man, if I remember correctly.
they were like, "Oh yeah,
Jesus, Bo. What
I
closet
know my
were
shit,
you?
yeah.
What closet were you locked into?
several different closets." Knowing Bo. So which one, Zach?
E.T. the Extraterrestrial. I feel like fighting games are ones I'll always tend towards, and I really I'm pretty sure that I am going to go with the better graphics of Clay Fighter.
Okay, so we got 2-1 decision for Clay Fighter. The last matchup of the first round here is McDonald's Treasure Island Adventure, 1993 side-scrolling platformer. Consists of 4 stages: Magical Forest, Town, Sea, and Moon. Each consists of a platforming sequence, boss fight, and story-related sequence. Part to each stage is the collection of magical jewels. See, jewel, anti-Semitism right there. And gold bars. Huh? Let's think about this really hard for a second. Let's create a think piece all about it. The former of which are needed for advancement, and the latter which can be used to buy items. Wow, jewels help you out, and you can use gold to buy things. Truly, not
You
at
can
all.
exchange currency for goods and services.
Yeah, this is fantastic, and it's not at all a blatant Mario ripoff. So
Yeah. What's this one up against?
it is up against, dun dun dun, drum roll please, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, a 1990 arcade video game by Sega and Triumph International with the help of Michael Jackson, which was released on Sega. It's essentially a beat-em-up, although Jackson attacks with magical powers instead of physical contact, and has
And dancing.
yes, of course, and the ability to shoot mid-range magic power at enemies. Now, the magic power can be charged by holding the attack button to increase the range and damage of the magic power. If it's up close to enemies, Jackson executes a spinning melee attack. It's dancing, whatever. It's Michael Jackson. We all think that that's kind of funny inherently because of the dark humor associated with it.
Oh, he's a diddler.
Yeah.
He's a diddler. Yeah.
But even better, the game suffered from Sega's suicide battery on its arcade board. It's a battery that accidentally or otherwise renders the game completely unplayable at the end of its lifespan. So
What?
Yeah. Truly limited edition
We're all
stuff.
downloading ROMs. For all you big Moonwalker fans out there, you better have a digital fucking copy. Shit, that's a tough one, because, nah, fuck it, Moonwalker wins. Easy, hands down.
More like hands-on, am I right? Anyways.
Oh, God.
Okay, Frankie?
Man, that's kind of a lose-lose here. I'll go with Michael Jackson. Jackson one.
With Michael Jackson, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Zach, not that, again, that matters
You
much.
can try and contest it, but...
Yeah.
No, I'm also on board with the Michael Jackson one.
Your team MJ?
Oh,
Okay,
cool
good.
deal.
Yeah.
We're all on board the Michael Jackson train.
All very in favor of Michael Jackson on this podcast, yes. That is
Vindicated
what to take
is
away from
actually...
this section here.
Okay, so now we're in the semifinal. We got Shaq Fu going up against Playboy Mansion.
Shaq Fu,
Fu.
easily.
Shaq Fu.
If Playboy Mansion had perhaps gone for some of the magical realism is not the term for this, but it's the term that came to mind that Shaq Fu apparently has. I might have given it some more
More
clout, but nah, Shaq Fu hands
more
down.
like Shaq F you. Am I right? Anyway,
Hell
Nice.
yeah. So then we have Clay Fighter versus Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
I want to say Michael Jackson here.
Interesting.
Because if
Yeah,
they're both
yeah.
like beat 'em ups, then MJ is
Moonwalker wins by a mile too, because apparently that's what fucking it was one of the Trump kids that fucking was playing that with Michael Jackson at some point. And this is like a recent thing where he like provided that as an anecdote, like, of course my father's not racist. He let me play video games with a black pedophile. So yeah, that's
It's good times is
excellent
what it
parenting,
is, right?
Don.
yeah. Good
Yes, my
times.
president.
Yes,
Beautiful.
my president.
All right, Frankie.
Jesus.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Clay Fighters.
Yeah, see, I would also have gone with Clay Fighter, but I don't want to say that I have a moral high ground now, but there was a chance to go with a cool claymation Street Fighter parody, and my co-host chose the pedophile. So par for the course of the episode, I guess. So I shouldn't be surprised. But in the classic fight of the two people I think everyone in 1993 wanted to be, Shaquille O'Neal versus Michael Jackson.
Shaq, easy.
Shaq.
I'm here for the Shaq sweep.
I'm also Shaq sweep.
Hell yeah. Call this a classic Lakers dynasty because Shaq is sweeping.
I think we figured out our Twitch stream for next Friday.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm extracting it right now.
Yeah, okay, you're downloading
You're
the ROM. I mean, you are
extracting it
purchasing
right
the game
now?
via eBay.
Right.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
really on Steam or something, or GOG, or who fucking knows. But,
It's
yeah,
this is
that's
just a
great.
random. I don't know what this is, but I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, listen.
You get that bootleg Shaq Fu off of like a .ru site. It's just Pathologic 2.
It's still works out just fine as a Shaq game, weirdly enough.
Basically the same game, honestly.
Yeah.
You just pretend it's first person, so you don't know that that's not Shaq. Maybe like mod it so you can like bump the camera up a little bit higher so it looks like you're taller. I don't know.
Yeah,
Sexy.
this is kind of sketchy, but I'm willing to. I'm gonna wait until after we record to run this executable. I don't want to lose anything.
Hell yes. Well, that was a pretty fun game. I'm glad we got an idea for what people can find us on Friday, 8 p.m. for our Twitch stream, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
8
Yeah,
p.m.
see-
Central Standard Time.
That's right. The only standard time is
The
Central.
only time zone worth of shit, yes.
True centrism. Am I right?
And much like centrism, it's actually a little bit to the right when you consider Mountain Time and Pacific.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is the thing to glean from this episode for the people listening at home. But Frankie, just want to say thank you so much for tolerating us.
Thank
You've
you.
been absolutely wonderful. the fact of course, I'm glad that Shaq was able to win, because it would have been awful to have you on and be like, yeah, so how was the episode? Well, Michael Jackson was voted the weird video game winner of that bracket. So, well, do you got anything to plug, Frankie? What's coming up on your plate? What you up to these days?
Working on this collective around Houston with a bunch of artists, musicians, and whatnot. They're called the Many. They're predominantly left-leaning minds, and so we are kind of trying to push that ideology through the work that we're doing.
Is there social media plugs for that?
Yeah. If you just go to like Facebook or Twitter, I believe it's just kind of the spelled with TH3 _ many, and you'll find us there on both of them.
That is awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to share the page at some point.
Yeah, we will be sure and pester
Cool.
y'all completely and try and promote that as best we can.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that for sure.
Yes, I mean, now that you're a part of our Discord, we can spam you with messages and be like, "Hey, what's up? Good morning. Do you like this random picture? It's a meme someone made that's deeply troubling. It's also 8:30, so enjoy that for the rest of your day."
I'm still awake from last night. Fuck you.
But yeah, there's always fun shit happening there. So if that's where most people can find us, ask us questions. We're opening up the Twitch stream, by the way, and I think that's working out pretty well in general. It's nice mostly it's just nice to have JJ on, really. He's the secret sauce that makes those episodes and streams super enjoyable. Really kind of puts the rest of us to shame. But we got to make it work somehow.
And also in the Discord, we started running our Destiny Tuesdays since the new Destiny 2 season is out, and a lot of us play it, apparently.
That's right.
Hop in.
Since these episodes come out on Tuesdays, just check it out later on tonight. Or if you're not watching it today, what the fuck are you doing? You're fucking up our analytics. We appreciate the fact that you're listening, of course, but listen to it on the same day. Come on now.
How dare you listen to podcasts, a format which is released to be listened at any time, not on our schedule.
I bet you listen to Beep
Fuck
Beep
you.
Lettuce and Dumb Bitch Media and Dumb and Awful before you listen to us, you sick fuck. Oh my God.
We're the fourth string podcast that has to come in once you've been called in for overtime.
We are truly the David Blau of podcasting, is what we are.
If you aren't going to join us for any of our game streams or in the Discord, at least leave us an iTunes review or on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, wherever you listen.
Send a handwritten letter to your third grade English teacher and let them know that by equipping them with a vocabulary that was anything more than just the bare minimum required for fart and cum jokes, they have wasted their time on you since you listened to this garbage podcast.
Well, it's true. It's true. We actually had one review that came in. I wanted to read it. If you're looking for a new leftist podcast, check this one out. It's really great. Which I think we can all, vouch for that. And it comes from a very reputable source, That's KT8247281902884.
I'm really glad. Apparently we're killing it in the license plate demographic, yeah.
Lovely times all the way through, Also, before I forget, shout out to all of our patrons, especially Scott for contributing to the dialectical tier and Lauren and Allie for contributing to our 2008 living wage tier. Once we, where are we at with the stickers there?
I haven't visited the post office yet.
Well,
I have the stickers. I have them in envelopes.
To be fair to our true brand fashion, we're also not allowed within 500 yards of a post office. So we'll be sure and try and get that going.
On our Patreon, we've released some of our pilot episodes for October and November, and we're working on one for December, I believe.
That's right.
We are working on remastering those, and those will probably be Patreon exclusive for a little bit. We don't plan on taking down our whole library, but those first couple definitely needed some work. Also, all of our merch that we're sending out, the stickers and such, are we're working with Grift Shop to make those, and Grift Shop actually has 2 different merch items up on their shop. They have our gender reveal pipe bomb tees, long tees, dad hats, and beanies, and now they have a Psychic Dolphin Garage tee and long tee, and it's got it's the hammer and sickle dolphin and microphone design, which is, the stickers are extremely nice, and
It's pretty tight, yeah.
and if you have never experienced a long tee that fits you because you're over 6 foot and your torso is insanely disproportionate to the rest of your body, then I highly recommend the long tees.
Yeah. I mean, for us long-torsoed fellas, that everything ends up looking like a little bit of a crop top. It's very nice to make it seem like I'm ready to go to every EDM festival that's coming through town, but long tees are where it's at.
Hell yeah.
Long tees to my knees. Am I right? Got anything else left to say, fellas?
Fuck no.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah! Deuces! Thanks for listening to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. Check out our link tree in the show notes so you can join our Discord, watch us on Twitch, and find our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Word of mouth is still the best way for us to bring this weird leftist show to as many people as we possibly can, so if you like the episode, please share it with someone. Anyone. Just one other person at your school or office or parole hearing who you think might like what we do. We trust your judgment. Go ahead and also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Dolphin Garage. Our music is provided by Amoeba Crew. Find them on Twitter at Amoeba Crew. You can find the link to their YouTube page in our episode description.